Are you an independent or DIY artist that wants to release a song that will get your fans excited? Are you trying to figure it all out, but having trouble remembering what to do, when to do it, or trying to figure out how best to give your song a fighting chance at catching fire? If this sounds like you, then keep watching. Because today I'm sharing a step-by-step strategy for releasing a song that will give you the best shot at getting noticed. Let's blast off and get started. JM in your universe. Konnichiwa friends, I'm Jonathan Miller and welcome back to Jonathan Miller Music, helping you become a better indie artist. I make futuristic and outer space inspired dance pop music, and every Wednesday on this channel I'm helping others take their music to level 2. If that sounds good, consider subscribing and ringing the notification bell. If not, well okay, that's your choice to stay uninformed, but I personally believe that knowledge is power. So if you want to be powerful like me, then you should hit the sub button and turn on all notifications. It has nothing to do with wanting to turn monetization back on this channel so that I can finally get paid for writing a 7-page script and then filming it and making these videos all pretty. Nothing to do with that. What was I saying? Think about that. Alright, so yes, today I am sharing a strategy for how to release a song effectively as an independent artist. I've already done guides for how to release an album and for how to release a music video specifically, so if you need some help with those, there are links in the description below to check them out. Now before we get into this 4-phase plan of action, there's a few things we need to talk about first. Starting with the fact that this guide assumes that your song is completely finished. You've got it mixed, mastered, all that stuff, and it's in your hands ready to go. This video is also designed for what's known as a surprise drop, which means the goal of this strategy is to make it look like your song made waves and just appeared overnight everywhere from the perspective of your fans. Now this takes a lot of planning and coordination, so you're going to need a calendar. Don't just wing it and hope for the best. Also, just because this is for surprise drops doesn't mean to exclude other release strategies. A lot of these principles will still apply if you're doing things a little bit differently, especially if you want to drop hints and tease your song beforehand, but when and where you choose to do that is completely up to you. However, this checklist should still help you out regardless. But just FYI, right now, the most effective time to announce a new single, if that's what you're doing, is 1 week before your song's actual release date, typically on a Friday. The last thing I want to mention before we really get into this is that this is a guide broken up into 4 sections with lots of little steps in each of those sections. So if you clicked on this video hoping for a quick 5-step easy process to release a song, you came to the wrong channel. I want you to have as much information as possible because being an indie artist, as I know very well, is very hard. And finding the right information can be really difficult because most people lock it behind a paywall. So that's why I'm giving you as much information as possible. And of course, this is a guide, so you might have to do some adapting depending on what your niche and your genre is, but these principles are used by all the pros. All right, now I know what you're thinking. This guy talks way too much, so let's just jump in. Releasing a song is broken up into a 4-phase process. This is the same process that every artist uses, whether they know it or not. Major label or indie. These 4 phases are called the pre-launch, the pre-launch, launch, and post-launch. The whole process usually takes about 2 to 4 months for a single from start to finish if you include mixing and mastering and all that stuff. The majority of your work will take place during the pre-launch and the pre-launch phases. There's a lot that goes into releasing a song, and the more work you're willing to do ahead of time, the more you're gonna be thanking yourself later. So starting with the pre-launch. Pre-launch. The first thing you're going to want to do is obtain cover art for your song. This includes getting a photo shoot done if you want yourself on the cover or getting a design made by commission. You will need cover art and some additional photos to help boost your song's presence. Then you're going to obtain international sound recording codes and a UPC for your song. If you own your own label or you're signed to one, you can just use those. Or if you don't have any of that, just use the one that your music distributor will attach to your song, usually for free. After that, you'll register your song with your pro, so that's either ASCAP, BMI, SOCAN, etc. Then you need to pick a release date. Now, if you want to be smart and nice to yourself, you'll pick a date at least 6 to 8 weeks away. Now, if you want to be mean, you can pick a date much sooner than that. But when we jump into the pre-launch phase and you realize how much you have to do, I don't want to hear any bad comments in the comment section. Give yourself some grace. Next, you'll need to submit your song with the US Copyright Office for copyright protection, which you could have done sooner, but it's best if you have a release date attached to it. After that, Distribute your song with your digital distributor. If you want guides for TuneCore or DistroKid, there are links in the description below. Then you'll need to order your vinyls or physical CDs if you're choosing to do those, because those can take up to 6 weeks to get to you. You'll also need to plan your music video and schedule it if you are choosing to do one, which you should. The last thing you'll need to do in this section is register your ISRC or UPC with Nielsen SoundScan so they can track your song's performance in case you want to try and chart on Billboard. Pre-launch. This is the phase containing the majority of your work. If at any time during this phase you are angry, frustrated, stressed, confused, you're doing it right. It's the bulk of your preparing and scheduling, but it's okay, you got this. First up, you gotta film that music video and get your editor editing it. If you're doing a lyric video, get that ordered and going on in the background. Videos like these can take 2 to 3 weeks to put together, so you want those taken care of so that you can work on the next few steps. Then of course, you gotta receive those videos and approve them. Now, if you're choosing to do a press release, you'll need to put that together. This includes your song, your bio, your music video or lyric video, press you've gotten in the past, some photos, your social media and contact links, etc. If you wanna be really savvy, you should pick up to 4 hashtags and potential emojis that go along with your song. It seems like a dumb detail, but it can actually make you look like you've got really good brand consistency. Next, you'll need to plan out and write all of your emails to your email list about your new song. You'll also need to plan and coordinate some social media posts, including creating an official audio video that you can upload to your YouTube channel and set on private, ready to go. And don't forget planning out those fan club notifications like Patreon or Kickstarter. You wanna make sure all of that's coordinated as well. I mean, it's your fan club. They should know that stuff first, right? There are a variety of social media schedulers out there. Hootsuite is one that's really popular. Or you can just do what I do and type it all out in your notes app. Either way, get some good ideas down. It's important to do all this because when release day comes, you don't want to forget anything. You want it to look all polished and pretty. Are you exhausted and overwhelmed yet? 6 to 8 weeks not looking so bad now, huh? Just saying. Next, you'll need to get some designs made that correlate to your song for merchandise, and then get your merch shop all ready to go and prepared for release day. You've got to update your website or your blog. Don't make them live yet, just prepare them in the background. You should also create an About This Track social media post, and basically that just gives a brief story about your song and tells people what it's all about. If you want some examples, here's Taylor Swift's for Folklore. Here's mine for Utopia. Also, make sure you've organized and prepared all your social media banners and photos on your computer so that they're easy to find on launch night. You don't want to waste time combing through your computer trying to remember where photo edit no the real edit.jpg is. Make it easier on yourself. Then you'll want to submit your song for Spotify playlist consideration using the Spotify for Artists Submit Hub. Or you can try emailing a few playlist curators yourself. Finally, you need to tie up any other remaining loose ends so that you're ready to go the night of your launch. FYI, the best time to release a song is on Friday, so that way Thursday night you can start the launch phase. Launch. Yay! This is the fun part. Okay, so assuming you chose that Friday release day, here's what you gotta do Thursday night before the clock strikes midnight. Open up your internet browser and open a bunch of different tabs, so that way you can click through all of your websites easily. Remember, you want it to seem like everything just appeared overnight and all at once. So if you've got a bunch of tabs open, you can just click through them really quickly. So once your song is live, you'll need to go obtain buy and streaming links from the major platforms like Spotify, Amazon, Apple Music, iTunes, etc. And then create what's called a smart URL to make one big super link that your fans can click to find your song on their favorite platform. Then do your social media changeover with your banners, your profile pictures, your announcement posts, all the stuff that you've been working so hard on. Make that official music video and that official lyric video public as well. Then begin sharing all of that throughout the night. Have a party by going live with your fans and reposting some of their interactions. Have fun and make a night of it. You did it. Post-launch. All right, you released your song. Now what? This is the part a lot of artists get hung up because they don't know how to keep the momentum going. So here's what you can do. First, keep sharing your song. There's plenty of psychology behind this, but some people need to see your song about 7 to 10 times on social media before they actually take an action. Sometimes they'll see a link to your music video and they'll be like, oh, I was gonna watch that, and then they go to work and then they completely forget, and then they never view your music video if you've only posted it once. Don't you just love competing with social media algorithms? Now, don't spam your stuff. Nobody likes that, and a lot of places will ban you if you do it too much. But space it out a little bit, over a few hours, over a few days. Share behind the scenes photos, videos, talk about how your song was created, where did your song come from? Post that about this track that you created in the pre-launch phase. Tell your song's story. Continue sharing those fan interactions or dances, whatever they do. Get them involved and make it fun. Share any of that press you got or any playlist that you got on. Those are huge accomplishments. Repost your merch links. Maybe do a post-launch discount. And of course, check back on Billboard or the iTunes charts to see if you charted anywhere. You can keep the momentum for your song going quite a bit if you plan it out right. Releasing a song effectively is all about how well you plan it and how well you understand your market. You make a social media shift like this, and it's gonna catch people's eyes. So I guess the only question now is, what's your next single gonna be? So that is a step-by-step guide for how to release a song and surprise drop it. Question of the video: what is one way you could improve your next song's release? Tell me about your strategies in the comments below. If you want to check out my strategy guides for how to release an album or how to release a music video specifically, there are links in the description below so you can do so. And if you like me and you like what I do, consider joining me on Patreon like Meg here and all these awesome people for all sorts of fun rewards, including my YouTube schedule to see what videos are coming up in the month. But as always, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like on it and subscribe if you're new. I put out new videos every single Wednesday. Once again, I'm Jonathan Miller, and I will see you next time. See you later.
I am a machine.